Sterling Vance fired his entire housekeeping staff in under 10 minutes. It wasn't the broken vase. It wasn't the wrinkled shirts. It was the candles. Where are the cedarwood candles? Patricia, the head housekeeper, straightened nervously. We disposed of them. They were nearly empty, and I thought it would reduce stress. Sterling's jaw tightened. Misplaced consideration is a form of noise, Patricia, and I despise noise. You're fired, all of you. The staff left in stunned silence. The mansion overlooking the Oregon coast returned to what Sterling preferred: absolute control. But control was easier than feeling. Across Seattle, at a charity luncheon filled with crystal glasses and designer silk, his name drifted between whispers. He fired 5 people over candles? Impossible man, gorgeous, wealthy, and unhinged. He's empty. You can see it in his eyes, like someone turned off the lights and forgot to come back. They weren't entirely wrong. In a small office above a Portland laundromat, Helen Marsh flipped through a folder. Sterling Vance doesn't want a housekeeper, she said. He wants a ghost, someone who cleans, anticipates, and vanishes without a trace. Willa Chen listened quietly. Don't let him see you. Don't let him hear you. Don't leave a trace. Can you do that? Willa glanced at the salary offer. It was more than she had made in 2 years combined. Yes, she said softly. The next morning, she entered the iron mill mansion before sunrise. She removed her shoes and replaced them with wool socks. She studied the space carefully. The dust on the piano, the absence of cedarwood candles, the tension in the air. Then she began. By evening, the house had shifted. Cedarwood candles returned to their place, smart lighting softened, a glass of cucumber and lemon water waited beside the coffee machine. Nothing dramatic, just quiet understanding. When Sterling returned that night, he paused. The air felt different, warmer. He lit one of the cedarwood candles and stood still, breathing it in. For the first time in months, he sat down without pouring whiskey, without reaching for sleeping pills. Something had changed. Curiosity replaced irritation. He checked the security feed, and there she was. Small movements, efficient, silent. Then he saw it. The ring, copper wire wrapped carefully around a shard of pale green sea glass. His breath caught. 20 years earlier, in a place called Mercy House Children's Home, a boy and a girl sat on concrete steps, bending copper wire with clumsy hands. I'm going to be rich one day, really rich, and I'll buy you a real ring. The girl smiled. I like this one. It's the color of your eyes. Back in the present, Sterling stared at the screen. Willa. At the annual gala, surrounded by chandeliers and polite laughter, he searched for her. He found her near the edge of the ballroom, speaking softly to catering staff. A guest stumbled, wine spilling dangerously close to silk. Willa moved instantly, steadying the woman before disaster struck. The copper ring slipped from her finger and hit the marble. A woman nearby sneered. Is that trash? Copper wire and broken glass? Sterling crossed the room in 3 long strides. He picked up the ring carefully. You may purchase this house, he said evenly, every asset attached to it, but you will not touch this ring. He slid it back on Willa's finger. The room fell silent. Later that night, he found her walking home from her second job. I spent 20 years becoming inhuman, he admitted. It was safer. If everyone thought I was a monster, no one would get close. Willa looked at him carefully. They left, she said quietly. I didn't know why either. I found you years ago, he confessed. I did nothing. I was a coward. He opened a small velvet box. Inside was a spool of copper wire and a pair of cutters. Teach me, he admitted. Let me earn you this time. Her eyes softened. I want to spend the rest of my life making things with you. Rings, a home, whatever you'll let me be part of." A year later, the mansion no longer felt like a museum. Plants lined the windows. Photographs from Mercy House Children's Home filled the walls. 2 copper rings rested on the kitchen counter beside a bowl of soup growing cold. "Do you ever wonder," Willa asked one evening, "what would have happened if I hadn't kept the ring?" Sterling smiled gently. "We would have found each other anyway. Maybe not here, maybe not now, but somehow." They tapped their copper rings together softly. Not diamonds, not perfection, just wire, sea glass, and the courage to try again. Sometimes the richest love stories aren't about what we gain, they're about what we never let go.